lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan.
And I'm Manny.
And today we're going to be talking about issue 16 of Spider-Man, part 1 of the Sabotage crossover with X-Force, the last Spider-Man comic that Todd McFarlane drew.
Yeah.
Very excited to get into this, dude. Before we do, though, I want to remind everybody, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the dope content on the channel. There's all sorts of stuff. We got 90s, 80s, Silver Age, interviews, indie creator spotlights, bunch of good stuff. So go check it out, hit that subscribe button, and now let's get into this. I have to say, I just noticed something that I never noticed before. I didn't realize that he says bye, Todd. That little word balloon.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I have read this comic so many times, and it's the first time I've ever noticed that. What's really cool about this issue, too, is it's, as you can see, the comic is flipped. This and the X-Force part are both sideways issues. Look at that opening page, too.
So good, man. I also love it when, especially during this time when other people drew like X-Force. Like, I mean, obviously I love Rob's, but it was so cool to see other people like draw his designs, and like Todd especially.
Done that much. Yeah.
Yeah. And Todd especially, and they had a really good relationship. Todd used to ink him on New Mutants and stuff like that. So like it was really cool to see these two masters like at the height of their powers working together on arguably the two most popular titles that Marvel had at the time.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, these were two of the biggest titles. If you want to do the trifecta of the X-Men by Jim Lee, those were the three biggest, titles, I think, in comic books in terms of units being moved, Technically, even though this is part 1, we kind of saw the beginnings of this in X-Force 3, which there's an episode on the channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check that out too, where Spider-Man swings in as there's a battle going on at the World Trade Center. As I was reading this, I completely forgot what, that.
It's kind of ominous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. But look at this fucking page reveal right here. Oh, with the fucking Juggernaut, dude. Dude,
how
sick.
huge does he look, bro? Like, I know Spider-Man is in the background, but it's just like the idea of perspective he's using to just show you like the immense like strength.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. It's absolute crazy. I look at the special assist by Rob Liefeld. What did he assist with? That's what I want to know. Look at that cyan.
Yeah.
On the street.
That's his daughter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wanda over here ridden on the rubble.
I've always liked that Todd and Rob are big family dudes, and I've always appreciated that. They always find ways to.
And this is all Todd. Story, pencils, inks. Got Greg Wright on colors. Chris Eliopoulos on letters, dude. Danny Fingeroth on editing. Fucking fantastic, dude. I love this. Look at, just this opening. Not the opening page, the first double page, And Todd uses, I feel like he might use it more than Rob did in his issue. It's cool to see like the choices they do with the layout using this format, because Rob does a lot of like sideways panels, like flipping it down. Todd tends to do, something a little more unique in terms of like almost traditional panels kind of, but flipping it, because you have like these inset panels here. I love his Warpath, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like those shoulder pads are dope.
Calling him out on the fucking racist jokes because he calls him Tonto. That was something that carried over from X-Force when they were fucking battling. Yeah, dude. Look, talk about ominous, and it makes sense why this would be the building, because it was one of the most famous buildings in the world, especially in New York.
I think the tallest ones in New York.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I wonder, like, the dialogue for X-Force characters, they feel different in this issue than they do in the X-Force one. I love his Shatterstar and Feral. So this is, and what a great idea too, because this is like, we talked about it in X-Force 3 about how it felt like an action movie. This one, just like doing the sideways thing, it just lends itself so much more to that cinematic feel.
Yeah, it's like that widescreen format. Yeah, format before it was even a thing, I love this page too. I love like the yellow of it, like the three characters standing there, like Spidey in the background.
Feral's mouth right there. The way his mouth looks crazy looking. Yeah, I love how Spidey's just like chilling in the background. And it's kind of funny because like we were talking about an X-Men Grand Design House, there kept being these little Spidey cameos where he's just off in the distance. That's what I was thinking of when I was looking at this last ingredient.
Actually.
And he's like debating whether or not he should even intervene. Like at this point, Spidey's almost a guest star in his own book.
Yeah, yeah.
He hasn't even really gotten into the melee and the action. I've always loved Juggernaut too. He's always been one of my favorite villains. I just love, like you said, getting to see somebody else's depiction. Like, look at the massive hand, dude. That I think
Yeah, dude.
I've mentioned that. I don't know if it's been with you, but Todd always like like the way he draws hands, dude. He like really puts like an emphasis on it. I've noticed.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of detail on it. Like
Mhm.
they feel like the anatomy of them is like interesting. Like
Mhm.
look again, look at that hand. Like I love
Yeah.
that giant like juggernaut hand just coming in, like
I think it's also
drawing
funny.
si-
Go
drawing
ahead.
sideways gave him such interesting perspective.
Yeah, dude, it gives you shots that you can't normally do,
Yeah.
or if you do them, you're shrinking the characters down or you're shrinking it down so it doesn't give that same effect. And I love how
Yep.
Spidey right here, like again, still hasn't entered into the mix, but he's like talking about those kids don't know what they're getting themselves into. Juggernaut is yet to be has yet to be stopped dead in his tracks when he decides it's time to go. It's time to go. So he's just like sitting there wondering whether or not he should even enter into this fight because he's obviously gone up against Juggernaut a ton. And then this shot, dude, of Cannonball just shooting
So
at
dope.
us right here, dude. Look at that too. I don't remember
Yeah.
if Todd used speed lines a lot. I can't remember,
I can't either. And I love the
but
way
it's
he's doing like he does smiles like
oh,
that bottom
dude.
paddle with the juggernaut smiling.
I love this the way Cannonball's like the way his mouth is like torqued like that, and the fucking spit coming out as he's about to cannonball style, and Juggernaut's just like egging him on. Yeah, come forward, dude. And then boom, we get this shot, which is so sick. Doesn't move an inch, dude. Just fucking
What a dope
ricochets right off of him.
what a dope panel.
Hmm.
And then Spidey catching him like so fucking sick, bro.
I think your team's lacking a bit of leadership. Where's Cable? And look at like the detail he puts too into the rubble. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's something that I've always loved about Todd's stuff. This and you can't forget, I have to mention, I've mentioned it, when I talked about issue 300, but like his spaghetti webbing that he did, like,
Oh yeah, dude, it's amazing. It's probably my favorite webbing.
and then this is where when I was reading this last time, I was like, shit.
Yeah, dude, that image has it holds a whole different power,
Yeah.
now.
And we come back to Cable, the rest of X-Force. This suit Cable's wearing too is fucking, it's fucking nuts. That had to have been like annoying to color, I would imagine, with all the different like
Yeah,
how
dude.
shiny it is and all the glare that you have to and the light. Like, where's the light source coming from for that? Got Siren, Gideon, Domino, Sunspot. I love Domino when she's wearing this like headdress. I
Yeah,
feel I feel like she dropped that once Rob was off the book, right? Like she was still wearing it throughout him doing X-Force.
yeah, like that sort of battle armor shit. Yeah,
Hmm. Cable just fucking getting his team, dude. We got to go after Black Tom as fast as possible. And then we come back.
great page, man.
It's just like I don't know. When I go back and I look at these comic books, I mean, every time we do these, it reminds it reminds me of like just fun days as a kid, grabbing like these comics and stuff and just like poring over them. Sometimes not even reading the words, like just loving the art.
You edit this next big out, but pull your book up a little bit because you can't really see the second page. I mean, like lay it flat again and
Yeah.
just pull it up. Like there you go. Yeah.
Oh, I was
You
gonna
want
do
to?
that. I was gonna do that in
Oh,
another.
oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
you're right. Okay, good. I'll just leave it like that. It's fine. Yeah, this is a great scene. And then, again, Spidey like is not really in here, and it's you'd think that Todd would put him in more, considering this is the last Spider-Man comic he draws. Spider-Man ever again. I mean, he's done like pinups and shit. Like he did that Spider-Man cover for the Overstreet. Look, I mean, I'm telling you, dude, like this era of Spider-Man, Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson, both on the Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
books, and then you got Sal Buscema too on Spectacular. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
what a great time to be a Spider-Man fan.
I mean that was when I got hooked on Spider-Man, and I was reading all those titles.
I love, I don't know why this makes me laugh, but Spider-Man just like moseying on in, and he just has his arms outstretched. Time to give him a
Wait,
lesson
what?
in simplicity. And then
Street
just
sign says Wayne Gretzky.
oh shit, yeah. And he calls him Juggy. I love that, dude.
Yeah.
And the response, he just like I love the quips, but then Juggernaut. How many heroes are in this town anyway? It's not your fight. So why don't you mind your own business? Hell no. Spider-Man's gonna come right into that mix, dude. And then we get Gideon over here. Again, this fucking suit Cable's wearing. I'm glad this didn't become his regular outfit.
I love that bottom panel with the silhouettes, that little tiny.
Hmm.
Yeah, so dope. Dude.
Todd also really does faces really well too. Like the
Yeah,
emotions, like they're always, and you notice how he always kind of has that like side angle. I love this panel
he's
with
really good
Cable
at
too.
drawing hair too.
Cable right here with this gritting his teeth. You listen good. Always taking leadership. He doesn't give a shit who's there, dude. Gideon's not part of his crew, but he's gonna fucking lay down law, dude.
Domino getting
I
in
would
his
have
face.
liked to have seen like a longer crossover between these two books, you know, like maybe a five-parter. But it is cool though to see like you can do a cool two-parter. It that like we've been
Yeah,
talking about, you don't have to do these long drawn out stories. I just selfishly would want to see more art by these two together, you know?
I love this page too.
Yeah. Look at this, just the scope of Spidey looking up at Juggernaut too. Again, selling
Yeah,
how massive this dude is, what a tank he is. And then this, I love the webbing right at his face, fucking yanks him down. Spidey, you're a genius. This was such a great
no,
run, dude. The adjective was Spider-Man.
I loved it. So many, you had the opening storyline with like Lizard and Calypso. Then you had that Wolverine Wendigo story.
Yeah, those are, I mean, wasn't there, what was the other one? I can't remember his name right now. I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna sit here trying to think about it. But yeah, the whole all the arcs, the stories that he did, you know, it had like more of like a horror vibe too.
Totally, totally,
It was
yeah.
really cool, dude. Again, this one coming out of the rubble, ripping the webbing off, like just the like. I mean, look at that. Even just like the hairs on the knuckles, the arms. Todd doesn't waste a fucking single line on the paper. Here comes Boom Boom, distracting everyone, and you know that's how Juggernaut's able to fucking knock Warpath right out of the way, charging through. And then this, dude, this is probably one of the best double pages.
Yeah, dude. The fucking guns are crazy.
Yeah, dude. True, like this is like true military leader. It like when Cable like acts like a true military leader, it's in this series. I think more so than in New Mutants. You know, he looks at his
Yeah,
team as like an army. Not army. Army is not the right word, but a military unit.
like a platoon, maybe or
Hmm.
yeah. I
Here's the
love this.
panel
this
that made Todd mad. Have you heard him talk about this?
no.
He wanted the sword to go in the eye, and they wouldn't allow it.
Oh shit, yeah.
So instead, they had to settle for this blood splatter. But yeah, what a great
What a
sequence of
great
panels.
page, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like that like angular panel on the top with like Shatterstar.
Look at this too. You
I
see
mean, it's still
Farrell
pretty
underneath
violent.
the arm, clawing at him
Yeah.
over here. Just like everybody just like laying it on. I love this too. You fucking your eye goes straight to there. It would have been cool if you would have got to see the sword go through the eye. Still dope. And that's what I love about this too, is the story, the actual plot is just pure action, you know? There isn't like some like crazy like, subplot going on. It's all about, World Trade Center had hostages there. The fucking X-Force comes in. They're fighting against Juggernaut and Black Tom, and Spidey gets, happens to be swinging through town. That's how he fucking like gets in. I
It's
love
awesome.
this where he's grabbing at his face and the eyes peering through between his fingers. So good, dude.
I love the
He
next page too.
really hates Shatterstar. And fucking boom, dude, look at that. The charging.
Yeah,
We
dude, like
talked
the
about this.
wham.
Didn't we talk about this with X-Men Grand Design too, where Ed Piscor does that scene with Juggernaut ramming through the wall.
I love when they use lettering as panels, like
Uh-huh. And he's just maniacally laughing as everything collapses on him.
yeah, 'cause Juggernaut is she's like a human wrecking ball, man. That's what's so cool about him, and like how you can do so much with him visually. He just runs around destroying everything.
What a great way to end this fucking issue too. They're all coming out
Fuck,
of the
bro, yeah.
rubble. Now,
And let me tell you, I read this thing twice this week, and both times the ending crept up on me, like, and not in a bad way, like you were saying earlier, how it's so full of action.
and crazy, dude. It's going to conclude next
Yeah,
Force 4. And Todd McFarlane thanks all his fans for the past few years. What a way to go out, dude. This is a fucking sick ass page. This is a poster right here, dude, for sure. So much fun. I love this issue. Can't wait to talk X-Force 4. Hope you guys dug that. Go check it. Go pick up a copy. They're not super expensive. I highly recommend it. this whole run of Spider-Man's great, and X-Force, that's running concurrently. So go pick them up. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, we're out.